Roll call, please.
Ms. Chekai?
Here.
Dr. Lee?
Yeah.
Mr. Malkin?
Here.
Mr. Mislinski?
Here.
Mr. Pallid?
Here.
Mr. Schwartzmeyer?
Here.
Ms. Delai?
Here.
Mayor O'Keefe?
Okay, we have some preliminary matters. We have the swearing in of our new police officer, Mark Filippi. Welcome. And Mayor.
We'll get this in a minute. Yeah, this is difficult. Thank you very much. Okay, Mark, raise your right hand and repeat after me. Are you hearing me okay? I, Mark.
I,
Philippi.
I, Mark R. Philippi,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey,
obey,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge my duties
and that I will discharge my duties
of my office
with
with fidelity.
fidelity.
I further pledge
I further pledge
as a police officer
as a police officer
for the Borough of Franklin Park
for the Borough of Franklin Park
to support,
obey,
obey, and defend
defend
the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the ordinances of the Borough of Franklin Park,
the ordinances of the Borough of Franklin Park,
and all rules, regulations
and all rules, regulations
of the police department,
of the police department,
and shall do so
and shall do so
without consideration
without consideration
to a person's race,
to a person's race,
color,
color,
sex,
sex,
religious creed,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin, ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap or disability.
handicap, or disability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Police officer.
Thank you very much.
And it's my distinct honor to present you with your badge. Wear it well. We know you will.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You want to do a picture? Any pictures? Or well, you're good. Thank you, officers, for attending. The best police force we have in the whole country. So thank you for being here tonight. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Where does it go? Does she need to sign? She doesn't. Yeah, we'll take it. Thank you for that.
Okay, public comments. So, residents and taxpayers of the borough are permitted to comment on current matters of concern or agenda items which are before council this evening. If you would like to address borough council this evening, we ask that you please stand by the microphone, give your name, spell your last name, give your address so you will be properly identified for the minute record. Each speaker will be limited to 5 minutes. No one has signed up. As an alternative, written comments can be submitted public comments at franklinparkborough.us prior to noon Eastern Time on Wednesday, January 15, 2025. In order to be considered this meeting, please include January 15 public comment as the subject of your email and include your name and address so you're properly identified for the minute record. Any emails?
There were none, Mr. President.
Okay. All right. Yeah, is this now or yeah? Yes. Name, address. Right. You have to hold. You gotta hold it. You have to hold it down.
There we go. Charles Horton.
Excuse me, Mr. Horton. I'm right over here. Sorry. You have to hold the button when you speak.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Charles Horton, 1654 Farmington Court. We heard from Cityscape tonight, whom Franklin Park has hired to provide counsel about how to improve emergency services and cell service coverage. We learned some very helpful things tonight. Number one, with respect to emergency services, which had long been held forth as a reason that one would need to build a giant eyesore of a cell tower on the golf course, we learned that there are other options which are realistic, feasible, actually more affordable, and would be quicker to deploy, I might add, than building a giant tower. This would thus provide better, faster, cheaper coverage, and it would protect the residents' property values. With respect to cell service, we learned that although many systems use one large tower or a large tower and a series of small cells, one of the options which was clearly stated by Cityscape was only small cells. That's, again, a very useful thing for Franklin Park moving forward. It means that no borough residents would have to have a giant eyesore in order to accomplish better cell coverage. And number three, although Verizon had stated in the past that they would never build small cells here and that it was a big tower or nothing, we learn that Verizon has already built 4 small cells in Franklin Park using the permitting process on the county roads. Again, reinforcing that even if the cell carriers do not use the simplest method of simply hiring space on existing towers and existing small cells, they can still provide excellent and more than adequate coverage without needing to build anything. And this even leaves aside that they don't even have to build anything at all. As Cityscape mentioned several times, they can simply rent space on existing towers. Fantastic. Nobody needs to build anything at all to accomplish a substantial improvement. Let's go with the simple, easy, quick, no eyesore way. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Okay, on to monthly reports. Okay, the minutes of the December 18, 2024 pre- and post meeting, the December 18, 2024 regular meeting, and the January 8th, 2024 work session minutes were given to the mayor and council. Are there any additions or corrections? Seeing as there are none, motion number one.
Move the minutes of the December 18th, 2024 pre-post meeting, the December 18th, 2024 regular meeting, and the January 8th, 2024 work session minutes be approved.
Second.
Any discussion? All is for?
Aye.
Against? Against? Abstain? Motion carries. Treasurer's financial report.
Thank you, Mr. President. The general fund revenues for the month of December totaled $1,106,238, which represents 9.1% of the total 2024 budget. The general fund revenues for the year to date through December totaled $10,375,402, which represents 85.3% of the total budget 2024 year to date. Expenditures, general fund expenditures for the month of December totaled $822,806, which represents 5.37% of the total 2024 budget. General fund expenditures year to date through December totaled $10,340,761, which represents 67.6% of the 2024 total budget year to date. And that is the end of the report, Mr. President.
Okay. Motion number 2.
Move the December Treasurer's Finance Report be accepted as read.
Any discussion?
Just a quick question, Scott, on this one. It seems like we have a lot of expenses yet to pay for the year. We've only expended roughly 2/3 of the money through the end of the year that was budgeted as an expenditure. I'm not assuming that we're going to that remaining 1/3 won't be spent at some point. I'm reading 67% is all we've sent out the door of the budgeted dollars for this year, and we've only received 85% of the budgeted revenue that we estimated. Is there? I guess the reason I raise that is there going to be any indication here that we may spend less for the year than was budgeted? And if that's the case, would that have any impact on the 2025 budget, which we know we're already exceeding the revenues that were projected for 2025? Might this be help that situation in some degree?
We expect that certainly projects like Acorn Park and MS4 work are being pushed to 2025 when they were budgeted for 2024. So expenses will be less than budgeted this year, but those are monies that will likely be spent in 2025.
Thank you very much.
What about the remaining 15% of revenue reach?
We still have some accrual entries we have to write. There's a big difference between cash and accrual accounting, obviously. So the entries we have to write will not affect cash in any way, shape, or form. So what we have as our year-end cash balance is our year-end cash balance. But we do have some, any tax revenue we collect in January, for example, actually gets recognized last year as revenue. So we do have some entries that need to be written still. But the cash balance is what the cash balance is.
Any other discussion? Okay. All those for?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion carries. Police report.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. For the month of December, our Franklin Park Police had 419 calls for service, resulting in 12 arrests, 1 disorderly conduct, 2 harassment, 2 retail theft, 2 deceptive business practices, 1 PFA violation, 1 aggravated assault injury to police, 1 cruelty to animals, 2 driving under suspension. We issued 36 citations and 142 warnings. There was no special response team detail. During December, our Franklin Park Police proudly supported the Presents for Police program. On December 18th and December 20th, Franklin Park officers delivered approximately 100 toys and $200 to the Children's Institute and Children's Hospital. These moments highlight the spirit of giving and reinforce the children at Children's Hospital. Franklin Park Police received $500 donation from the Cole family. Over the holidays, Franklin Park Police received many cards of thanks, cookies, cookie platters, and 2 local businesses provided lunch for the officers. And during December, officers completed 47 hours of training. And that completes the police report, Mr. President.
Recommend the police report be filed with the police secretary.
Okay. Fire report.
Thank you, Mr. President. For the month of December, the fire company responded to 25 fire calls, including the following: 10 dispatched and canceled en route, 4 vehicle accidents, 4 power lines down, 1 alarm system activation, 1 CO detector activation, 1 assist police, 1 no incident found, 1 residential structure fire, 1 severe weather detail, 1 public service detail. The fire company was assisted by other fire companies once, and we assisted other fire companies 5 times. Year-to-date fire calls for 2024, 293. For the month of December, the company expended 694 volunteer man-hours, and for the year 2024, the company expended 6,599 volunteer man-hours. End of report, Mr. President.
Thank you. Building inspector's report.
Yes, Mr. President. Construction report for December 2024. 13 permits were issued for the month. 2 additions, 2 remodels, 4 decks, 2 sheds, and 3 miscellaneous permits. Total value of construction for December was $1,322,201, and total fees collected for the month were $9,303. End of report, Mr. President.
Okay. Announcement of executive session. Borough Council held an executive session on December 18, 2024 to discuss police personnel, and Borough Council held an executive session on January 8, 2025 to discuss police personnel and potential litigation involving encroachments in the right-of-way. And no need to announce the one later, right?
We can at the end when we adjourn.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's it for that. Old business. Motion number 3.
To authorize the third partial payment of an annual donation to the Mechanics and Franklin Park Ambulance Authority in the amount of $24,309.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Move council authorize the payment of the bills which have been reviewed and approved since the last meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Move the President of Council be authorized to sign checks, and in his absence, the Vice President of Council or Second Vice President of Council be authorized to sign checks.
Any discussion? All is for?
Aye.
Against? Abstained? Motion carries.
Move the official depositories for the borough funds for the year 2025 be Charles Schwab Institutional, First National Bank, Pennsylvania Local Government Investment Trust, Pennsylvania Treasurers Invest Program, and Westview Savings Bank.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to ratify resolution number 897-2010, adopted September 15, 2010, setting forth a municipal expenditure policy to safeguard borough resources and prevent unauthorized expenditure of borough funds, and to authorize the administrative staff to distribute the policy to borough boards and commissions.
Just before we second, Councilwoman indicated it was 897. It's really 987-2010. Yeah, so. But after that, second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion carries.
Move the Pittsburgh Post and Gazette be designated as the official newspaper of the borough.
Second.
Any discussion? All is for?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion carries.
Move to adopt the revised 2025 Table of Organization fixing the salaries for employees and appointees of the borough for the calendar year 2025, effective retroactive to January 1st, 2025.
Second.
Any discussion? All is for?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion carries. Mr. Yonker, would you summarize resolution number 1379-2025?
Certainly. This is resolution number 1379 of 2025. It is a resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of Franklin Park, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, amending and revising the schedule of fees per borough ordinances.
Move to adopt resolution number 1379-2025, amending and revising the schedule of fees for 2025 per borough ordinance.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All is for?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion number 10 carries. Mr. Yonker, would you summarize resolution number 1380-2025?
Yes, resolution number 1380 of 2025 is a resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of Franklin Park, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, recognizing the Franklin Park Volunteer Fire Company number 1 as the fire company which renders service to the citizens and inhabitants of the borough, and authorizing the payment by the borough treasurer of the proceeds of the tax on foreign fire insurance premiums received from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to the Relief Association of the Franklin Park Volunteer Fire Company Number 1, or so much thereof as the Borough Council shall determine pursuant to the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for the year 2025.
Move to adopt resolution number 1380 of 2025, recognizing the Franklin Park Volunteer Fire Company Number 1 as the fire company for the Borough of Franklin Park for the year 2025.
Second.
Any discussion? All is for?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion carries. Mr. Yarker, would you summarize resolution number 1381-2025?
Yes, resolution number 1381 of 2025. It is a resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of Franklin Park, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, appointing fire police for the year 2025 and providing for duties and control by the Chief of Police.
To adopt the resolution number 1381-2025, appointing fire police officers for the year 2025.
Any discussion? All is for?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion carries.
Move to authorize the purchase of one 2025 Police Interceptor utility all-wheel drive police vehicle at a cost of $52,075 from Wolfswind Ford Incorporated of Heidelberg, PA, under CoStar's contract number 013-E22-220.
Second.
Any discussion? All is for?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion carries.
Move to authorize the purchase of 19 Axon body worn cameras and 9 Axon Fleet 3-car cameras with unlimited cloud storage at the cost of $33,553.44 each year for 5 years from the Axon Enterprise of the Scottsdale, Arizona on the software contract number 101223-AXN.
Second.
Any discussion? All is in favor?
Aye.
Against? Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to authorize the purchase of one new 2026 International HV507 SFA cab and chassis for the Public Works Department from Hill International, LLC of Washington, Pennsylvania, 15330, under CoStar's contract number 025E22519 at a cost of $119,890.
Second.
Any discussion? All's in favor?
Aye.
Against? Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to authorize the purchase of a truck body upfit for the 2026 International Cab and Chassis for the Public Works Department from Stevenson Equipment Incorporated of Lilly, Pennsylvania, 15938, under CoStar's contract number 025-E22-432 at a cost of $90,300.
Second.
Any discussion? All's in favor?
Aye.
Against? Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to authorize the purchase of a Tioga double vault restroom for Acorn Park from CXT Precast Concrete Products, Inc. of Spokane Valley, Washington, 99206, under CoStar's contract number 014E22244 at a cost of $97,440.
Second.
Any discussion? All is for? Aye. Against? Abstain? Motion carries.
Move to extend the solid waste and recycling contract with Waste Management of Pennsylvania Incorporated for a 1-year period from January 1st, 2026 and ending December 31st, 2026 by mutual consent, and the solicitor be authorized to prepare the extension agreement and the proper officers be authorized to sign the documents.
Second.
Any discussion? All is for? Aye. Against? Abstain? Motion carries.
To authorize advertising for bids for a new contract for milling and disposal of bituminous pavement materials for a 1-year period with 2 option years from May 1st, 2025 through October 31st, 2027.
Any discussion? All is for?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion carries.
Move the Treasurer's Office be authorized to prepare a check in the amount of $94,468.25 payable to Northland Library for the first quarter payment of 2025.
Second.
Any discussion? All is for? Aye. Against? Abstain? Motion carries.
Move to appoint Patrick Pagano to the Environmental Advisory Council for a 3-year term, which term will expire December 31st, 2027.
Any discussion? All is for?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion carries. Motion number 22.
Move to appoint Len McNamara and to the Planning Commission to fill the unexpired term of Laura Combs, which term and will expire December 31st of 2025.
Second.
Any discussion? All those for?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion carries.
Move to award the bid for the Montgomery Road Stormwater Improvement Project to W.A. Petrakis Contracting, LLC of Export, Pennsylvania at a cost of $298,982.50.
Second.
Any discussion? All is for?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion carries.
Move to enter into a letter of engagement with Mar Dussel Certified Public Accountants for auditing services for the auditing years 2024 at a cost of $25,750, 2025 at a cost of $26,800, and 2026 at a cost of $27,850.
Any discussion? All is for?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion carries. Okay, comments. Just go down the road. Chief? Okay.
Nothing else at this time. Thanks, Mr. President.
Tim?
No additional report, Mr. President.
Okay, cool.
Nothing additional, Mr. President.
Okay. Mr. Schwarzmeyer?
Sorry. Nothing additional, but again, I think I thanked the Public Works people last time after they had all left, and I want to commend them again for another week of hard work, and it looks like we may get busy again tomorrow if the forecast that I saw looks right. And some very cold weather next week, so keep up the great work, Gary.
Yep.
For me, thank you.
Nothing from me.
No comments.
Happy New Year.
No comment.
Congratulations to our new police officers.
No further comment.
No further comment.
Okay. Yeah, welcome to our new officer and great work, Public Works. Are there any public comments further? Andy, any hands raised?
I see no hands raised.
Okay. Could we get a motion to adjourn to executive session?
So moved.
Or is it recess?
Second.
Well, we're gonna. No, we'll adjourn go into executive session. No actions or votes will be taken, so we will formally close this meeting.